sitting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Yo boys, it's Dan. Welcome to the Christmas special of the Premier League prediction video. Yes, as you can tell by me and the red, we usually have purple, but as it's our Christmas special, we're going for red lighting on this today. Thank you all very much for being a wonderful, wonderful year. I'll get into that later, but we have a guest. It's Maisie returning back.
So I just want to say thank you, Dan, for letting me be on the Christmas video. This hat, bear in mind, is very big, but I'm very happy to be here. So let's get started.
He's also in Christmas attire as well. And let's get into game week number 18 and the Christmas fixtures of the Premier League. Now we have 9 games start today because Man City, and like I said in the last video, Man City and Brentford do not play because Man City are currently participating in the Club World Cup. And before we start as well, I want to wish Tom Locks here, who don't know who Locks is, Tom here. He was playing a game. They were playing Luton were playing Bournemouth on the weekend, and Locks sadly collapsed again with a cardiac arrest. So from the whole of the community here on YouTube and my community, I want to wish you, Tom, a speedy recovery, and hopefully, yes, we want to see you back playing again, but I mean, we want to see you back playing again at the highest level sooner rather than later, mate. So let's all go down in the comments and wish Tom or Locks a speedy recovery. So yeah, we'll get on to Luton and that game in a minute. Let's just start off with Crystal Palace versus Brighton. Oh, yes. Go by versus Brighton, and I'm going. And like Crystal Palace played, Palace had Man City, and they managed to get a 2-2 draw. Man City bottled a 2-0 lead again. What are Man City like at bottling leads this time? I mean, but you can't. But yeah. I'm going to say, and Brighton, they did lose to Arsenal narrowly, and I'm going to say that Brighton will win this it'll be a 2-1 win to Brighton and Hove Albion. And Maisie, what are you saying in this video?
Okay, so the first match is Crystal Palace Brighton. So, both teams, I would say Brighton have really improved the way they play the past couple years. Crystal Palace sitting at 15th right now, haven't won any of their games so far, lost 3, drew 2, whereas Brighton have won 2, drew 1. So we could say that Brighton may have it easy here, but it could really go any way. Brighton drawing with Liverpool, but losing to Aston Villa. But winning to winning to Man United. So I'm going to say here, whereas Brighton are sitting at 9th, I'm going to say Brighton are going to win 2-1.
Move to Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. Now, Unai Emery, Aston Villa, they all thought they were gonna lose to Brentford. They beat Brentford again to carry on this magnificent run of scoring well. They now with Man City not playing this game week, these top three could all pull away from Man City. But they should be beating Sheffield United very comfortably. I'm going to go 4-0. Man United, Sheffield United 0. It'll be Aston Villa 4, Sheffield United 0. Now you move. Amazing. What do you think in this game?
Next game, Aston Villa, Sheffield. Aston Villa, at the moment, sitting at 3rd on the leaderboard, whereas Sheffield are sitting last. Sheffield winning 1 game, losing 4. Aston Villa winning 4 games, drawing 1. They haven't lost yet. They have, in fairness, they have shot me this season. It is quite early, but they have really, as I said, shot me. I haven't really got a lot to say about these two teams because I don't really follow them as much. But looking at the table and everything, I'm saying 3-0 Aston Villa.
And we move to West Ham versus Manchester United now. West Ham beat Wolves convincingly beat Wolves, and Man United had a to be fair, it was a boring draw, a boring 0-0 draw against Liverpool. But I mean, to go to Anfield in the form we've been in and snatch a point is very good. Like, to snatch a point at Anfield is a tough place to go, especially even during these tough times as well. And I'm gonna say that we should get the West Ham, but we are without a lot of, well, we will be losing Onana soon because of AFCON, if he goes, that is. So I'm going to go West Ham 2, Manchester United 3. Amazing. What are you saying in this game?
Right. West Ham, Man United. Man United and West Ham sitting at 7th and 8th on the leaderboard. I'm just going to basically put this off leaderboard right now because I've been following the football, but not as much. But I'm going to say, so West Ham, Man U got some good players. Mount's gone there, and obviously Ronaldo left quite a while back. But West Ham have won 3, Man United have won 2. So this game could go either way. I'm going to sit it at a 2-2 draw.
And we move to Fulham versus Burnley. Now, Burnley did lose to Everton again. What has Everton been doing now? Honestly, I have no clue what Everton are doing now. But Burnley, I don't know what they're doing. But Fulham, they did not win. They didn't win for the first time. They didn't score any goals against Newcastle. What on earth was Raul Jimenez doing? He completely lost his head. He managed to do some quite a kick, but I think they will continue their scoring form again. I'm going to go 3-0 for it to Fulham on this game against Burnley. Amazing. What are you saying in this game?
Burnley. Right. Burnley 19th. Fulham 11th. I say, I haven't really heard a lot from Burnley since being quite young. Burnley, I don't know. Fulham, it's kind of the two teams where, like, I couldn't really tell you a lot about them. So, based off Burnley winning 1, Fulham winning 3, with the way I've seen Fulham play, they could have it quite easy here, but at the same time, Burnley can hold up a strong defence when they do. So I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham.
We move to Luton versus Newcastle, and Another game at Kenilworth Road. I mean, Newcastle. They're Newcastle. They've just been out. They've just been dumped out of the Carabao Cup by Chelsea on penalties. And I mean, Luton didn't obviously play, but I don't know if this game will go ahead. This game will probably go ahead. It'll be the first game that is at home since the Lockyer incident. So they want to give the fans something they paid for. They want to give the fans it. I'm gonna go. It'll be another interesting game of 3-2 to Newcastle, because we know how interesting Luton's games are. They haven't lost a game. They haven't been smashed. They've been close games all the time here. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Luton, Newcastle. Right. Luton, 18th. 1-1. Lost 4. So far, I think. Yeah, last 5. Out the last 5. Newcastle, 6th. 1-3, lost 2. Newcastle shocked me last season, okay? They shocked me. They did outstanding. Being family from Newcastle, my family were chuffed. I was chuffed. I think everyone was just chuffed seeing Newcastle do so well after not being one of the teams that you would think about when you're thinking top 5. Newcastle are sitting at 6, whereas, as I said, Luton are sitting at 18th in the relegation zone, whereas Newcastle are close to going to the Europa League group stage. So, I have a feeling this is going to be 3-1 Newcastle.
Obviously, the next game would have been Man v Brentford, but that is postponed and not happening. But it is happening, but at a later date. And we go to Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Now, in the last 48 hours, Steve Cooper has been sacked by Nottingham Forest after the Spurs defeat, and has been replaced by former Wolves manager Nuno Espirito Santo. They find themselves 5 points off relegation zone. Something needs to change, but they're playing a Bournemouth team who are flying high so far, flying very high. And I'm gonna say that will the Forest fans put on a show for Nuno Espirito Santo? Yes, they will. It'll be an interesting game of 2-2 between Forest and Bournemouth. And now, Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth. Right. Bournemouth 14th, Nottingham Forest 17th. Nottingham Forest haven't won a game yet. Out of their last 5 games, they haven't won a game. Out of Bournemouth's last, they've won 4. So we should see Bournemouth easily winning this game. But as I say, in football, it may not go the way you think it's going to go. Also, I haven't seen a lot of these teams play. I have watched a few games varied, but I couldn't tell you like the full 11 lineup. I could tell you a few players from each team. So I'm just going to go off like where they sit right now, what happened in their previous games. And I'm going to say Bournemouth are going to win 2-0.
And we move to Tottenham Hotspur versus Everton. I cannot see Everton winning this game against Spurs, because Spurs, Spurs might be back in their normal form again. Spurs might be back again now. Spurs 3, Everton 0. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Spurs, Everton. Right. Spurs at 5th. Could be going to the Europa. With 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw in the last 5 games. Everton sitting at 16th. 4 wins, 1 loss. Now, Tottenham lost Kane, which was obviously quite sad for them and all. And I don't know, I think they may have some players on injury, but yeah, some maybe, I'm not sure. But I feel this game could actually go either way if you think about it, because Everton have actually got a solid lineup. It's just they're not getting not necessarily the shots in. Well, kind of. They're just not necessarily doing as well. So I'm gonna put this as a 2-2 draw. I haven't done a draw yet, and I feel like this could be the game.
Now we move to probably the game of the Christmas period, and the game that could see Aston Villa going top of the league if these two teams got points is Liverpool versus Arsenal. Now, if these two teams draw, Aston Villa could be top of the tree at Christmas. That could be something you would not have heard ever before. Aston Villa top at Christmas. I can't remember last time top at Christmas, but in this game could be a very interesting game. So I'm going to say it will be an interesting 3-all draw. And now, Maisie, what are you saying in this game? Now,
Liverpool-Arsenal. Now, this is going to be a game where everything is in. First, right, the 4 teams going for the UEFA Champions League group stage so far. Man City, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Arsenal. Arsenal sitting at first again with 4 wins and 1 loss in their last 5 games. Whereas Liverpool, 3 wins and 2 draws. So they haven't lost, but they've won. They haven't won as many as Arsenal. Arsenal, I hate to say it, they are a very good team. And so are Man City. Man City, in my opinion, is a little bit better than Arsenal, but you know, Arsenal have got a solid lineup, and I can't just not sit here and say they don't, because they have got some really good players on their team. Saka, Jesus, I think he's still there. The keeper's good, Ramsdale, I think, but it's like, what's in it? Because Liverpool have got I think they've got Salah still. Van Dijk, I'm pretty sure they still may have. I'm not sure. Alisson. Some solid players who could really give Arsenal a shock. So I feel like this could go either way, but I'm going to say 3-2 Arsenal.
it goes for the first game since 1984 to be broadcast on Christmas Eve, which is Wolves versus Chelsea on Christmas Eve. Yes, a game on Christmas Eve. I don't know what will happen in this game, but what I can tell you is Chelsea will probably not miss going. And Nkunku is back for Chelsea for the Blues, and I'm gonna say that it'll be Wolves 0, Chelsea 2, and they'll end the Christmas period off with a win.
Last game, Wolves-Chelsea. As a Chelsea fan, Chelsea are not doing that well recently. Last season they did that awful. Right, I understand they probably wouldn't get relegated, but at the same time, looking at it, they probably have the money to sitting at 10th, yeah, where Wolves sitting at 13th. For not as a big club, Chelsea, out of all the big clubs you think about, Chelsea are doing horrendous. Chelsea have only won 2 of their games out of their previous 5 with 3 losses, whereas Wolves have won 1, drew 1, lost 3. This could be a game. This could be a solid game. 2 teams of a similar level. And I'm a Chelsea fan, and saying that Wolves is a good team, but saying back in the day they used to be really good. So I haven't got a lot of time to talk really. But we've got some good players on Chelsea's team, like Sterling, James, but he could be injured. I can't remember. Might be the other James. Palmer, Enzo, but I think he might be injured.
Now, thank you all very much for watching this Christmas special. I'll be back on Boxing Day with a video. Well, I might put it out Boxing Day probably earlier on Boxing Day because I'm working on that day as well. So that'll be that when done. And then the same night, the day before, is a Man versus Aston Villa live reaction as well. So I'll see you lot then. But have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and I will see you boys on either Boxing Day or Christmas. Well, it'll probably be Boxing Day, for another round of game week predictions. Until then, boys, Merry Christmas, and I will see you lot in the next one. Who will be top of the tree at Christmas? Will it be Villa? Will it be Arsenal? Or will it be Liverpool? Find that out all, boys. Merry Christmas. Peace.